Welcome back to Viewer's Choice, the show where we take suggestions from our lovely audience on what movies we should watch and talk about. And this week, my movie, because I'm alone watching this shit, was a little ditty called Pray in Cold Blood, recommended to us by Richard from Random Street Theater. Thank you, buddy. How hard is it to fuck up a cabin in the woods horror movie? Well, pretty easy actually. This movie is an hour and 22 minutes long. We don't see any of the people in the cabin die until an hour in. We are handling some of the most homophobic and misogynistic stuff I've seen. We're watching angry, bitter couples fighting with each other or fucking. Even ass and titties could not save this movie from being the colossal train wreck of mind-grating boredom that it is. This is one of the worst movies I have clearly ever seen in my lifetime. I was debating, because the worst movie I've ever seen is a movie called 13. It's tough. I'm at a standstill. I might go to which one's shorter. This movie is about a few couples that go to a cabin in the woods for a weekend getaway. These bitter, ugly people. One of them is a berating douchebag. That's putting it lightly. Named Nick. The other couple are about to get engaged and they fuck. And they just so happen to bring that lady's brother, Richard, who's just a fuck up. You mix that in with some random pair of hunters and a guy who may or may not have broken out of prison. The movie acts like he does, yet we clearly see him walk away because the cops let him out. I don't know what happened here. Fuck it, let's just go on to what the best part is of this movie. There is no best part. The exposition in this movie is at a Holocaust level. We're talking stuff like 6 minutes into the movie, the criminal gets picked up by this guy, and they start bantering, they start talking shit to each other, and they're just driving down the road. And 6 minutes into this movie, the guy finally decides to say something like, "I'm your lawyer! I'm an accomplice implicit in your crimes." I'm like, oh my god, they just decided to narrate the novelization of this movie for us. We have your typical indie movie problems, like the director of photography thought that cinematography started and ended with blinding white light no matter where they go. There are a couple shots in here where it is clearly blurred out, and no one decided to do another take. They just decided to fucking go with it. Some guy will die, and you will almost... It is amazing. It's almost like there's a bottle of blood off screen that they're just squirting into the frame because the guy's swinging down to kill the guy that's down from him, but the blood is going into the frame, and it just makes no sense whatsoever. Oh my god, Nick. This character is what happens if that douchebag from the gallows grew up. There's a scene about the guy, Richard, the brother, who's been picked on this entire movie, getting a metal detector and finding $800 worth of stuff in the ground, like gold chains and stuff. It's a cute story, but this guy who's just been berating him with homophobic insults all day has decided, oh, how much did the metal detector cost? It costs more than the money that he found one time. He's like, oh my god, you fucking failure! How can you buy a metal detector and just find random shit on the ground that doesn't even cover the cost? You're such a fucking loser. It's non-stop. This character is a grade A asshole from the beginning of the movie. Frame zero when we see him, all the way to the end. He's been talking about his wife publicly in front of their friends whenever she steps out of the shower. And they rip off Psycho by doing the obvious someone stalking her in the shower scene. And of course, it's the husband who's already said at this point he wants to divorce her just because I'm not monogamous, man. I can't be tied down. Whenever I got married, it's like everything in the magic died. ugh. As soon as she walks into the room after taking a shower, her friends are kind of wolf whistling, being cute, because, you know, woo, girl, like, you sexy and all that shit. He goes, huh, been there, done that. This is the kind of shit that you hear from a guy who drinks Natty Light in a bar until he's piss out drunk, and when he wakes back up, wants to fight everything that fucking moves, including the cat. Here's the thing. Douchebags in horror movies, common. A good horror movie kills off your douchebag quickly. In 70 minutes, I should not be sitting there waiting for this guy to die. He should be gone. Which, speaking of which, the ultimate villain in this movie is here for a grand total of maybe 7 minutes? We don't even see him stalking the cabin. He's just non-existent. He's not in the movie. The entire bit of conflict is about Nick and Rachel's debt problems. These people are dry. They feel like they're just reading their lines off for prompter the entire time. Fuck a prompter. They're reading their lines like a PA standing off screen with a piece of paper just going like, here. This just reeks of some indie exploitation bullshit written by a witless fucking hack. Yeah, calling you out. Fuck you and fuck your movie. On second thought, the butt fucking Egypt line is pretty funny. Did I already say this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen? It's a fat fucking goose egg! Look, I wouldn't have minded if it stuck to the horror elements, but nothing happens. We see one guy die at the beginning, the next death does not happen for 50 minutes, and it's not even any of the people in the cabin. How do you fuck up this hard? It came out last year, and I promise you, this would have been #1 if I would have seen it. Holy fuck. You know how pissed I am that nobody else saw this piece of shit with me? I'm suffering alone, damn it! Thank you, Richard, for recommending this film. God, if this is a taste of what I got to deal with on this show. But anyway, if you liked my ranting, go ahead and click the like button below. Next to it is the subscribe button. You'll be the first to find out when new episodes of this show pop up. We do them every week. Facebook's, Twitter, and Instagrams are our social medias located down below. If you want to submit movies for us to watch, it can be anything, as obviously evidenced by this piece of shit here. We'll take indie, we'll take anime, we'll take foreign, we'll take the good, the bad, the terrible, the hilarious, whatsoever. Just go ahead and leave that comment below. And for our next episode of Viewer's Choice, recommended to us by our friend Noah, the Cinema Geek at Instagram, and Casey Jones. I think his official name is King of Hockey. We've got one of the most infamously terrible movies seen in the last 5 years. Fant 4-Stick. I just shit myself just thinking about that. If you want to see us lucky ducks go ahead and review that movie, stay tuned until next week. Until then, thank you all for watching, sharing in my misery. Thank you for letting me get all that out. You take care and good night.